2, 1.
I see your monsters. I see your pain. I forgot it.
You forgot it? Tell you what, how about just terrain time, eh?
Nope.
Oh, come on, you've got to start the show. You can't leave me hanging like that, girl. Just say terrain. Right, I'll do it then.
I'm going to go find out the lyric and I'm sure I'll be right back.
You're not doing that to me. You had your chance, you've blown it. You can tell we're back to the Sunday nighter, can't you, folks? Hey, folks, it is 9 o'clock UK time Sunday night, which means it can be time for only one thing, the Sunday nighter. And relax. Got my brew, got my Willow. Willow screwed it up, but hey, you know, it's how she rolls. The mic is open. I know. I knew. Don't tell Willow. Right, so very quick rundown of today's show. We are back to our question and answer show, which means that there is a link to the Google Doc down below in the description, and if there isn't because YouTube has flipped the descriptions around again, let me know in the comments, guys. Yeah. Oh, you got it? I'll tell you what, how about I start my show now you abandon me, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to be a professional. We pay for music lessons and singing lessons for you to be professional. You've been to drama. You've been to drama. You still can't get it right.
I got it. I thought I must.
You've been on the stage at the Regent Theatre in front of hundreds of people performing. Did you go, I forgot my lines. I'm just going to go wander off and find them. No, you didn't, did you? Go on, hear me out the bloody screen, girl. Right, would you like another go?
Yes.
All right.
Turn off that.
Right, okay, we're going to start this again, guys. Yeah, because this is how we roll, innit? All right, then. Right. Okay, let's pretend, yeah, that it hasn't started yet. So, 3. Don't look at your mum popping a spot. Yeah? 3, 2, 1.
I see monsters. I see your pain. Tell me your problems. I'll chase them away. I'll be your lighthouse, I'll make it okay. When I see monsters, I'll stand there so brave and chase it all away.
Beautiful, beautiful. Shame you couldn't have done that the first time.
It was the first time. I thought we were pretending that.
For some reason, the back wall is really, really bright. Is it, Kat? Right. Okay. I can sort that for you. Easy. Look, I'm getting good at this.
Just cover it.
Really? Why is that an image? Right, video capture device. Properties.
Has anyone figured out who the fake Mel is yet?
Exposure. Is that a bit better? Let's try that. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? We're not blinding people now.
No,
Okay.
Now nobody can see it.
Oh, what are you doing, girl? Right. So, yeah, as I was saying, we're back to our Q&A show. I know my moderator Kat, and we've got Jace. Hello. Oh, we've got both my mods in. Hi, guys. But yeah, just to bring you up to speed, we've got the links in the description for the Google Doc. If you've got any terrain questions, get those in. We start the terrain questions in about 20 minutes once they've built up a bit. And of course, you, the community, jump in and answer them while I sort of like go, I don't really know. Right, we've got a massive amount of people watching us. It's good to have you back, guys. Thank you, Willow. That was beautiful, by the way. Right, darling?
I'm taller than you. What?
Bedtime. Kiss. Not the ball bit. This side. This side. Round.
Not the actually hairy side.
Yeah, come on.
You're going to stab me with that.
I'm not going to stab you with the hair. Just give me a kiss. When they start kissing you on the top of the head, you know you're getting old. Right, bugger off you.
I'm getting a drink.
You get a drink. All right, darling. Yeah. So basically, yeah, question and answers, they go in the Google Docs down below. Yeah. If I know we've had a long summer, yeah, but think back before, you know, we had that big burning ball of fire in the sky. Yeah, it's quite unusual for Britain. You know, young ones get startled. They don't see it that often. Yeah, but before that, this was how we started the shows. Yeah, with a bit of energy and a bit of... It was always a bit chaotic, wasn't it? Right. Now, while the questions are building up, I'd like to talk about a topic. Now, I don't want to get too serious because I'm sort of remaining a little bit light-hearted about this at the minute. But I'd like to talk about hashtag fake Mel. Okay. Now, if you don't follow the Facebooks, yeah, and you're not in the terrainiacs, or you know you haven't checked the Facebook, yeah. One, you should follow the Facebooks. Get down below, have a look at the descriptions, get yourself in the Terrain Tutors Terrainiacs group, yeah, because it's an awesome support group, yeah. But yeah, no numbers on the screen. So we made the target. No, I dropped the target. We're still about, I think we're about 120 quid off cap. But yeah, I'm not getting together with Jason till next week. Yeah, and like you pointed out, I've already got a significant amount of the budget to get this rolling. So I'm probably just going to meet the target myself, you know, over the next month or so, whilst, yeah, you know, we get everything sorted. But anyway, fake Mel. Yeah, right. There's someone out there pretending to be me. No, seriously, I'm not joking. All right, let me. Okay, story time with Mel. Let's take you through the story. All right. Yeah, about 4 months ago, I got this message on Facebook. Yeah, and it was just like one of those sort of. I get a lot of the messages I get are just, you know, thank you messages. You know, thank you for the videos, or saw this, really liked it, thank you for. You know, I get a lot of those. I get a lot of questions, but I get a lot of just like people, you know, saying thank you. Yeah, and this guy was saying, thank you for the videos. I saw your terrain in, I don't remember what the shop was called. Yeah, but it was a model shop in Chester. Yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I haven't done any terrain for a model shop in Chester. And so I fired back and I thought, you sure you don't mean like War Games up in Southport, mate? My D-Day board. And I said, you know, I've got a Frostgrave board down at Firestorm, but that's Cardiff. I don't have any. And he come back and he says, no, the store owner was adamant that you'd built it, that I'd, you know, and I was like, well, okay, well, perhaps he picked it up second-hand or something, you know, something I built in the past. And you know, and he went away. Then he came back, this guy, and he sort of said, no, I spoke to the store owner. He's adamant you came into the store and and sort of sold it to him. And I thought, all right, yeah, okay. You know, I thought, do you know what? That's probably a cheeky store owner. You know, who's thought like, you know, all my terrain in my store is made by, you know, the terrain tutor or something like that. And I just chalked it down to, you know, it's the internet. You get weird messages, you know, and it's best not to dwell on these things and try and work out. Oh, Chowder, thank you, buddy. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I don't like to dwell on these things, so I just put it aside. Yeah. And yesterday, I got another message from someone who was in a GW at Chester. Someone approached them as me, yeah, wondering if they wanted to buy any terrain. Now, this is twice in the past 4 months. Yeah, I've been contacted about someone in the Chester area either selling terrain or pretending to be me to sell terrain. What do you do with that? I mean, how do you even Do you know what I mean? I mean, putting aside, yeah, the piss-taking element of it. You know what I mean? That there is someone out there pretending to be me, yeah, trying to make a buck off my name. Put aside that fact. There's someone out there Do you know what I mean? James, you keep quiet, you. It's you from the future. Oh, so it would explain why the train is probably better. It's Chester, Mel. it's starting up franchises in your area. The terrain tutor is starting up franchises in your area soon, folks. Do you know what? It's bizarre. I mean, send him your bills, mate. If they're good enough, just take a commission. Mel, talk to Martin at Peter Pig. He's been there. I know Peter Pig had trouble with a lot of copyright, but did someone pretend to be him? Or did he just have issues? Because, I mean, there's one thing saying, oh, I got this terrain, you know, it was off the terrain tutor and I'm selling it on because I don't want it anymore. I mean, there's one thing pulling that scam. But, let's be honest. I'm a bit distinct. I mean, it's not hard to see what I look like. I mean, my face is plastered. I mean, it's not like I narrate my videos, is it? You know what I mean? I mean, not just that. How small is this game? I mean, there's not that many terrain builders. If he's managed to pass himself off as me, I mean, that's a pretty good description in a local area. It's not a pyramid scheme, it's a business opportunity. Why would someone even want to be you? I know! And but joking aside, you know, I know we're making a bit of a joke of it and this sort of stuff. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not excessively worried about the commercialism of it. I mean, I don't even think it's something I'd report to the police. Now, I am mates with Steve Perry, yeah, and now Steve Perry from Dark Ops, but Steve also works for Rubicon, which is a model company, so I'm guessing Steve is going to have decent connections to all the model shops, not just the gaming shops, but the model shops in that sort of area, and I'm meeting up with him next week for a coffee and a natter. So I'm going to have a word with Steve and just see if he can put the feelers out to see if anyone else has been approached like this. If it's something that's going on quite a lot, yeah, then I might take it to the police. Yeah, because I think you've got to. You know, you can't ignore it. And so that's the I wonder if they can get glued on a fake grey beard. Get him to pay for your studio. Wait, there's a false Mel out there? Apparently so. Yeah. But putting aside, so that's sort of like the actual practical, legal, business side. That if there is someone, then they are going around a lot and trying to make money pretending to be me. Well, that is fraud. It is identity theft. Do you know what I mean? And it needs addressing. Yeah. Oh, he's come on to do. Hey, thanks for a ton of videos on Facebook and yada yada. Inspired me to get back into it. I've done about 2.5 tables worth of scenery in the past month. Nice one! Kudos from the colonies, Canada. Fancy Molasses. What a username. Thank you, Fancy Molasses. Welcome to tonight's club. So far it's you and Chowder, and I will check the PayPals for the one-offs. And you watch the Amazon guys. If you do want to, like, you're not into giving the cash, yeah, you prefer to actually give a gift, the Amazon gift list is in the link, yeah. But do me a favour, if you do buy me a gift, leave a note, or I don't even know who it's from. Yeah, it just turns up. Yeah, there's no note of who to thank or, you know, anything. Now, you know, obviously receiving the gift with or without a note is beautiful, because nothing winds Kerry up more than random Amazon packages turning up. Yeah, for me. Kez loves prezzies. She loves prezzies, and she's got this bit of thing like online ordering, yeah, because she likes them too. They're like presents. So when I get Amazon gifts, yeah, I'll get back from work and she'll be like, "You've had another one of those." One of those what? Amazon packages. It's got your name on it. And it's like, you see how you see the disappointment in her face where she's obviously, you know, someone's knocked on the door because it's a package, you've got to answer the door for it. Yeah. So she's got up, answered the door, got excited because there's a parcel for it. It's like, no. And there'll be something like glue for me. But anyway, yeah. Just to wrap this up. Obviously, there's the legal side, and I'm going to reach out to Steve. I might reach out to a few other people, and I think if it's just a 1-2 off, I think after this bit of sort of, I've put it out there, and I think after reaching out to stores, I don't think he, you know, if he's pretending to be me, he will know me. If he, you know, he'll follow and he'll know the game's up with me announcing it. If someone has been out there and they've been doing that a lot, and I find out, I think it's just a matter, and we need to pass it over to the police and see if it's a matter for that. Chris Gilbride is saying, actually, Mel, if one of these shops has a problem with your piece of your terrain, it could cause you some problems in the future. It's your reputation that may be affected. Yeah, Chris, I can see that. I can see your point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. What I would say, though, is, I mean, I've posted the notice on my personal Facebook in the Terrainiacs group and also on my personal Facebook profile. Now, my personal Facebook profile, because I deal with people in the industry, I'm friends with a lot of the guys at Warlord, a lot of the guys who run gaming companies and commissions, and quite a lot of them has responded. So I think from that sort of problem of, you know, me getting blamed for stuff that isn't mine, I think I've put it out there with enough people to be able to say, look, you know, if you're in the Northwest and you've got a piece of terrain, well, look, you know, clearly there's someone, it's not mine, mate. I can step back. And I suppose there's also the continuity of, right, I walked into your shop, you bought terrain off me for cash, and you didn't have anything to confirm I was actually the terrain tutor. I mean, I can understand people doing that because, to be perfectly honest, if I was a store owner, I would never suspect that someone would fake being me. I mean, who would? Yeah? So that's the legal side. Putting that aside, I've got to be honest with you guys. It's weird. I mean, getting used to this YouTube thing, that's been weird. You know, it was fine to start off with, but, you know, as I've gone on, I sort of get recognised when I go out. And let me give you a quick example. A couple of weeks ago, we went to Warwick Castle, okay? I'm in the middle of of going round the Horrible Histories Kids Maze. Yeah, collecting stamps for a card that Willow wants to complete so she can enter a competition. It's one of the attractions there. And I'm standing by the Viking boat while Willow's queuing up to get a card stamped in this middle of this hedge maze. And this guy goes, "Terrain guy?" Yeah. And I was literally just out with the kids for the day in the middle of a maze. And the guy just leaning next to me, you know, and he looked like a railroad builder. And if you're watching now, mate, hey up, dude. Yeah. But the point is that you sort of get used to these things. And even the family get used to me being recognised when I'm out. Because I do, you know. You know, there are other hobbyists out there. There are other people who see it. And you do get recognised. And I've had to become far more on my guard with my behaviour in public. And I know that sounds weird, yeah? But the kids have realised they're less likely to get a real rollicking while we're out in public. Just in case. Yeah? It's one of those, wait till I get you home. I am going full daddy voice on you when we get getting home, son. Yeah, but it's that little weird thing, and I've sort of got used to it. You adapt, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, although I've sort of like slightly adapted, you know, I don't leave the house thinking, oh, well, who's going to recognise me today? Because to be truthful, yeah, being approached is perhaps once a month. You know, if it happens once a month, I'd say that was average. Someone spots me, whether it's in a queue at KFC or uptown. It's quite often, more often in Stoke, and I think that's because people know I'm from Stoke. So, you know, they look at me and think, actually, yeah, he's from Stoke. Yeah, you know, it must be him, sort of thing. But you know, it happens that little that I don't really watch it. I don't really think about it when I'm leaving the house or anything like that. But I never even thought about someone pretending to be me, yeah, from an artist fraud sort of identity thing. Do you know what I mean? I mean, with no offence, dude, don't go bragging you're the terrain tutor. I have enough problems selling my terrain as it is. But you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, it's weird, yeah. I am in no way a big YouTube celebrity. I am in... Odin! Thank you, buddy. Dues to right, Mal. Thank you, matey. Dues paid. But anyway, yeah. I'm not a YouTube celebrity. I know that I'm a minor celebrity in a very small hobby pond, and I'm only in that position because you guys put me on a pedestal. You know, you guys lift me up to that position. Yeah. And I've always been really conscious about not getting big-headed about that sort of stuff. I had a situation years ago with an online guy. Someone who, he was the big-headed one, if you know what I mean. And it always it stuck with me. So I've always been conscious, you know, keep yourself bloody grounded, boss, you know what I mean? And it's never really bothered me. Well, it took a little bit of getting used to the idea that, you know, I could go out and people will know who I am, that I have no idea who they are, and they know me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've had things where I've been at conventions and people have taken photos of me, and I haven't even realised they've taken photos of me, and they've appeared on the terrainiacs later and that sort of stuff. And it gets a little bit of getting used to, but it's not that hard. You just sort of accept it. But never did I think someone would fake being me. I mean, if you want to stand in with Kez when she's in a bad mood, that'd be great. Niche within a niche within a niche. Damaged tabletop. Yes, mate, very much so. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, I mean, there's gaming. Gaming as in all broad gaming. Then there's tabletop gaming. Then there's wargaming. Then there's the terrain element of wargaming. And that's this massive pond that I'm... Hey guys, I'm Mel the Terrain Tutor. Oh, Jason Riffle, appreciate everything you do for the community. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It is a small pond. I mean, if you want some numbers, which is really disconcerting, yeah? And I'm in no way trying to brag here. I'm just, you know, laying down facts. Yeah, because it took me a little while to get my head around it. Okay, I'm coming up on 100,000 subscribers, which is awesome, and we'll save that conversation for another show. But let's just take the figure 100,000 subscribers. Yeah. Now, there's another figure, yeah, that's in that equation, which is video views, which is... Because I archive a lot of my videos and delete them, my video views are probably a lot less than they actually are, you know what I mean? Or publicly, my public views are a lot less than my actual total video views. So for example, when I do a live show, after about a week I make it unlisted. When I make it unlisted, it's to take it out of the videos page so it doesn't clutter up all the tutorials with loads of live shows. Yeah, so that's why I make them unlisted. But when I make them unlisted, the views of those shows disappear from my public channel views. It goes down. Yeah, or if I go in and I've made a new version of an old technique that I did a few years ago, such as I redo a video on a material or a technique. When I unlist the old one, so there's only the most current online as information, the views from that disappear. Now, rough workings out, I've had about 15 million video views. Now, obviously, a lot of those views are repeats, but it's fair to say a lot of them aren't. Yeah, which means I've been seeing... I mean, it's fair to say, if you say half of those are repeats, yeah, from the loyal base. I mean, a lot of my videos, they tend to get somewhere between sort of 5 and 10,000 in the first week, which I consider to be my loyal base, the guys, you hardcore terrainiacs, that sort of, you know, I'll watch every video. A lot of my subscribers dip depending on where their interest lies. So if I'm doing something wargaming, a lot of the railroad guys won't even look at that video. Yeah, but if I'm doing something like a scenic tree, then both sort of sides will look at it. So, you know, it goes up and down. Yeah, but let's say it's fair to say out of those 15 million, about half, 7.5, let's say 7. Sod it, let's say 5. Let's say a third instead of a half. 5 million people know me. I mean, that's you know, that's one of those numbers and one of those things that I haven't properly wrapped my head around it. I've sort of acknowledged it and sort of filed it off, you know what I mean? But it's really weird. You know, trying to get your head around that sort of stuff. But yes, anyway, sorry, that was a hell of a ramble. Right, sorry about that. I didn't mean to go into celebrity and all that sort of stuff. And yes, we are getting to 100,000. There's a big giveaway coming for that. Yeah, but more importantly, yeah, there's fake Mel out there somewhere. And hopefully we can get it resolved. But how bloody bizarre. This YouTube, it takes us to strange places, you know. Work on the internet, they said. It'd be interesting, they said. Oh yeah, I bet it was bloody interesting. Oh, right, I needed that. 121 watching. Well done. See, it's good to have it back. Now, sorry, I was rambling and I haven't been, properly keeping... I'm Mel selling t-shirts. Anyone sell any fake ID in Chester recently? Who's the bloke talking to the camera? Nice one, Ewan. Dear. It's Sniper Joe. Mel, the problem with becoming famous, I prefer infamous. Do you know what? The colour balance is looking a little bit red on that screen and my face looks like I've really been banging the watcher at the port back. I've got like that ruddy farmyard face. Mel, I'm a huge fan. Could you please build a complete 40k modular table? Pretty please. Right, okay, here's the issue with 40k. Yeah, and other gaming systems. I don't like messing in people's IPs without their permission, okay? Quite simply, because of Patreon, you know, my family relies on the money I make from this channel. You know, it's my living, okay? And that means feeding my kids, literally putting food on the table. So I'm incredibly overcautious about any copyright things, messing in other people's copyrights. And although I've tried to reach out to GW, yeah, as of yet, I haven't got a friend in GW who's given me the go-ahead to say, look, if you do videos on 40k stuff, you're not going to have any problems. Okay, and so until I get that, I don't want to really touch 40k. Yeah, I'd love to do a 40k board because I'm a massive 40k'er. You know, I love 40k. I don't actually play the game at the minute. Mainly because I've got too much on and I haven't got the mental energy and the financial funds to re-engage with 40k and get up to speed to a level where I feel competitive. Not in an uber competitive way, but that I'm not going to constantly spend so not competitive, let's say proficient. You know, I'm not going to be spending too much time constantly reading rule books. It doesn't have to be specific, just a general table. Well, I do general tables all the time. You can apply them to 40k. Yeah, but things like 40k, Fantasy Flight's Legion and X-Wing, there's a few gaming systems where I've tried to reach out and I've done my best. Yeah, to sort of get some prior permission and just a legal heads up. And am I okay doing this? I'm not going to get in any trouble. And and I haven't been able to make any inroads. Waiting for the next episode of the Wooden Fort Pass thing when? Tuesday, 7:30 PM UK time. If you're a patron, it's already been up on Patreon for, I think, a good week or so. already. So if you really want to see it, check out Patreon because it's already on there. But it goes public on YouTube, yeah, on on Tuesday. The other Mel will build it. Not sure about the quality. The other Mel. Fake Mel. Let's get Fake Mel build that one. Someone create a petition. I've got to be really careful about that sort of stuff. I don't want to be seen to be actively encouraging you to go bother GW. Yeah, it's not how business relationships are formed. So far, I've kept it pretty much under the radar with reaching out, via personal, DMs and trying to contact people to sort of make inroads. I mean, it drives me nuts. There was this one time I'd gone to I'd gone to GW. Yeah, I was in Warhammer World and I'd just bought the Warhammer World dioramas book. Yeah, and I'm looking at the book and I'm in Bugman's. And I'm looking at the book and there's pictures of the builders in the book, yeah? And there's this guy in it, yeah? And he's got like dark hair and he's got this dark beard, I'm not saying a young guy, but... Oh. Seriously, Fake Mel's donated! Oh, that's going to be a theme, isn't it? Here you go, Mel. This is what I made on my side of some dodgy shop in Chester. It was actually an Ann Summers shop. Okay. For reference for my American friends and anyone who's not British, Ann Summers is ladies' lingerie and personal products. What Victoria's Secret? Imagine it Victoria's Secret with an extra sort of toy section added on. Okay? Yeah, that's essentially what an Ann Summers shop is. Yeah. Fake Mel. He's amazing. Dodgy shop. Right, well, you throwing me right off topic now. We'll get to the questions in a minute, guys. We're still rolling. Okay, right, what were we were talking 40k. No, watch out. I was in Bugman's and I've got this, and there's this bloke. And then just literally walks down there, and this guy that's in the book, who's one of the builders, there's a photograph of him building this diorama that's in the exhibition. So I know he's one of the Forge World's, the Warhammer World builders. Yeah. Yeah. And I know for a fact that that's he is one of those. Yeah, and the dude walks down. He looks directly at me, smiles, winks, and walks straight past. And I'm like, you know me. You know me. And it's like, I so want to work with these companies, or at least get permission to work on their stuff, especially 40k. I mean, Legion, it's sort of weird, yeah? With the Fantasy Flight stuff, the Star Wars, the Legion, Corb's got a massive one. Yeah, for for it. He loves Legion, he loves X-Wing, he loves Star Wars far more than I ever did. Yeah, far more. Yeah, so I really want permission so I can get him on the channel and we can make terrain together and that sort of stuff. I can do it anyway, but I really want to share it. Yeah, because that's the core thing. With the GW 40k thing, you've got to understand. Yeah, I've been a GW gamer since I was 14. Warhammer Fantasy Battle 3rd edition. In fact, I can actually White Dwarf 124. It was the one with the Battle for Eagle Pass on. Yeah, their first massive, their first attempt at a battle report. Yeah, it was also. Was 124 or was 125, 26 when Jez introduced all the concept for the Eldar? Yeah, but I've been a GW fanboy all the way till when did Corbania Prime? When did I stop posting to Corbania Prime? 2011. That's probably round about when we lost our business and we lost our home and everything went to pot. It was just after the big recession. So I mean, you're talking What was it? You're talking. It's got to be pretty close on what you call it, on 2 decades of love of GW. You know, so, and the crazy thing is, I'll be honest. Yeah, I may not love their games as much as I did. Yeah, but their worlds, the IP, the old world, you know, the Warhammer universe, the 40k universe. I mean, I'm still reading the Horus Heresy. I'm still reading all sorts of 40k books because I love it. You know, so and because it's the world, that's where I build. I don't build the game. Yeah, I build the worlds that the games take place in. And so, you know what I mean? I would love to get permission. But, you know, guide to making fake marble Mel? Fake marble Mel. That's good. You know, but listen, don't start petitions or go badgering people and that sort of stuff. I've got to be very careful about that sort of stuff. Yeah, the best I can do is sort of say how many people are interested in me doing this and then take that to them and hope to win them over. Yeah, but like I say, I'd love to, but that's the situation with regards to 40k and also X-Wing Legion, that stuff. Wargaming is older than your grandpa. Oh, hell yeah. Right. So we're about halfway through. Let me try this riding up. Right, I need to very quickly check direct PayPal. Yeah, because some of these they come via via direct, so I don't want to miss anyone. I mean, no one screamed at me check PayPal, Mal, which is always normally a good indication. Right. David F. Right, we've got one. Yeah, he sent us a tenner. Thanks for all the tips. Oh, no, that was 2 days ago. Okay. Right, in fact, looking at the PayPal balance and the activities, no, nothing's come direct. We're all right. Right, questions. Let me open a browser window and see if any of you guys have been popping in questions for me. Pop. I've got 7 questions by the looks of it. What are these? Right, okay. Let's, guys, give these a go. Right, guys, we're about to hit the question and answers section of the show. Yeah, now, the way I want to work this is, and the reason I want to start working it this way is I'd like to start looking at doing a podcast in the future. Focus, damn you, focus. I'd like to start doing a podcast in the future. Now, if we're going to do a podcast in the future, I need to sort of get a little bit better with my recording of this section because I'd like to include certain questions and answers and community answers in with the podcast. So, I'm going to try and be a bit more professional. We're going to fail completely, as always, but I'm going to try. Okay? Yeah? I'm going to read the question out and who it's from. I'm going to give my thoughts, and then as I'm giving my thoughts, I'd actively encourage you guys to jump in, give me your thoughts in the comments, and then I'd like to include them, and then we'd be able to wrap it up as a neat little question segment. This ain't going to work, is it? This is not going to work at all. Right. Yes, we'll talk about the podcast later when we run out of questions. Right. Mel will adopt question and answer mode. Mel is ready. Right. If you've got any questions for me, specifically terrain questions at this stage, yeah, there's a good chance if you're asking them in the comments, I might miss them. If you really need an answer and the terrainiac community isn't answering them, down in the description you will find a link to a Google Doc. Yeah, on that Google Doc, there's 2 questions. What's your screen name and what's your question? Fill those in. You don't even have to be logged into anything or Google or anything. Just fill them in, click submit. I'll have the question and we'll hit it up in just a minute. Right. Right, okay, chat name. Okay, this is from Dan, our 1 minute mod. Oh, see? See, this is what happens. I try and record it, and we get that. And I'm delighted. Melmark2 donated a £5. Thanks for all the tutorials on how to make stuff like yours and sell it on second-hand shops in Chester. Shame they wouldn't take them off me. Could I just junk it? The cheek. Oh, fake Mel's going to be a running theme, isn't it? Right. Let's have another go at this. Yeah. The other problem is with you calling yourselves Mel's Mark II and fake Mel, I don't actually know who to thank. So thank you, mate. Right, okay, question. Right, this is Dan, our 1 minute Dan Random, our mod from 1 minute. Yeah? Any good tips on making a paint effect like typhus corrosion? Right, okay. Now, cards on the table here, guys. I've never actually seen what typhus corrosion does. Okay, or what sort of paint it is. Now, I'm guessing it's one of GW's technical paints. So, give me a quick second and let me Google it so I can see what it does. And let's see if if we can sort of deconstruct it. Images. How to use typhus corrosion. Right, so it looks like an orange oxidant. There's definitely... Is it textured? I've used skeleton... Right, that's the right typhus. It's a technical paint with the consistency of a shade, but with a grit in the paint like a textured paint. Smoky ink, I've used that. Right, it's a textured paint used for rust effects. When you lay it down, do you get different variations of the oxidation, i.e. the origin? Because I'm looking at a photo now, and I'm looking on the Tale of Painters at blogspot.com, and they've got a review of it. taleofpainters.blogspot.com. What's the blog called? Tale of Painters, a hobby and painting blog updated every other day. Quite a nice blog. Go give him a link. In fact, here you go. This is what I'm looking at, guys. Let's go give this guy a boost. There you are. He's got a few ads. There you are. Let's go give him some some ad views. Link in there in the comments, guys. Yeah. You see, because of the because looking in the lid of the typhus corrosion, that different coloration, I'm wondering whether it's iron, whether it's got ground iron in to actually get a proper oxidization look. I mean, if it isn't, it's probably rust. Is that a sepia? Would you say that was a sepia tone? Or sienna? You see, it's rust sort of runs sienna, sepia, and what I'll do is very quickly. I'll throw these in the comments. So that's sienna. Sienna is a really reddy brown. Yeah. Sepia is a reddy brown, but it's far more lighter. Yeah. If you're wondering, ochre, yeah, which is sort of the lighter, yeah, that's brilliant for the desert terrain. Sepia and ochre, beautiful for desert terrain with a little bit of sienna. I mean, that's where these colours come from. Minerals, you know, from the Far East, I think. Yeah. But, yeah. It's either, I reckon, if you were going to try and repeat that, I think you might struggle replicating it if it is iron bits in it. Yeah. But you should be able to drop filler into it and get that same texture, that same bitty texture, that fine texture. Just a little bit of watered down filler will do that. It doesn't look like it when it's in the wash, but as it dries, it does take a very, very, it's not even grit. It's almost crystalline. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that the texture is so small, you know. Chrome without a rust element. That's what Reza rust is for. Right. Looks like corroded metal without a rust element. Right, well, I mean, depends on how deep a corroded. I mean, if you're going with corroded, then quite often what you really want to start doing is you go for the very dark, reddy browns. Yeah, and in the very extreme areas, you put the tiniest bit of, I always call it purple, but it's not purple. Purple is too rich. Have we got a better, no, have we got a colour swatch of the different purples? No. Well, imagine dipping in a very deep bluey purple. So the purple that's more on the side of the blue than the red, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and that makes it, that really replicates that corroded look really well. Unlike browns, yeah, purple that is just purple, which, yeah, sort of actually thinking about it, probably going a little bit towards violet. Yeah, but not a light violet, you know, as the purple transitions to the violet. Senna and ochre from all over, usually clay areas. Yeah, actually that makes sense. Because you're looking at terracotta then, aren't you, as well? Sepia is originally from cuttlefish, I think. Do you know what? I should get Fred on. Because Fred knows where every colour comes from. I'm not joking. He can go through the artist's colours and he can tell you when it was discovered, how it was discovered, yeah, and the story behind it. Yeah, for example, yeah, ultramarine blue, yeah, is actually from the Latin, which actually sort of relates to aquamarine, which actually relates to across the sea, and that was because the Greeks could only get the blue, yeah, from a certain mine in Afghanistan, and so that colour came from across the sea. So ultramarine, yeah, as a colour blue, yeah, they didn't they named it after where they got it from. Yeah, and Fred pointed out that up until that point they didn't have a colour blue and they didn't have a word for blue, which sort of made it interesting with, well, how the hell did you describe the sky? Right. So I reckon we've hit typhus. I reckon what you're looking at is probably if you want to replicate that sort of bitty texture, watered down filler. Yeah, definitely have a look at in the sort of what did we say, the sienna sort of area. Watching The Secrets of the Castle. I think I've watched that, or you've recommended in the past, about the French build. They extracted a whole line of colours in the ochres, yellows and reds from the rocks. Fascinating. Yeah, is that the, is that the, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Yeah, but is that the castle that people are building in France? There's a group of awesome people and they are building a proper medieval castle. Yeah, using medieval techniques. Yeah, now in France. I really should jump on their Patreon and throw them a couple of dollars, to be truthful, because I do like it. That's it. I can Guldia. I've got no chance of pronouncing it, but Tamsin Watchers put it up in the chat just for us right now. Right, Dan, I hope that answers your question. We're up to 12 questions at the minute. Right, let's roll on to the next one. Okay, our next question is from Tug. Yeah, here in the US at our local hardware stores, i.e. Home Depot and Lowe's, they have small sample tiles for floors like wood and linoleum. Yeah, that you can take home for free to see if it works in your house. Would those be good bits to cut up into oval or round or misshapen bases for terrain? I'm not 100% on the linoleum, yeah, because I'm not 100% if your product is much like our sort of linoleum, yeah, so I don't want to comment on that. I'll let one of the terrainiacs handle that who know the material. Yeah, but the wood ones, yeah. At the same time, make sure you go over to the wallpaper section. Okay, in the wallpaper section, what you want to be doing is you want to be looking for anything that's got an embossed texture that looks like cobblestone. Yeah, thrape the hell out of out of that free sample. Remember, you can get a fair few, because I mean the size of the sheets, you can get a fair few roads and stuff out of, you know, easily a 2-3 foot sample, and no one will question you taking a 2-3 foot sample. Then you need to head on over and you've got to go over to the fake grass, because remember, in the fake grass section, they have those little sample sheets that you can sort of take home to have a look what it look like. Yeah, they're like the fake grass is essentially lots of plastic tufts. Yeah, a little bit of a spray with some with some dark green, and then a highlight spray or a darkening spray with a dark brown. Yeah, and they make lovely, great little tufts you can clip straight off and just glue straight down. What else can you get from free from from the B&Q? Always remember to go and check the broken bag section. Yeah. The broken bag section. In the UK, we have a broken bag section. Whatever they sell in bags, if a bag gets broken, yeah, they put it in a big sort of clear plastic bag, and then they sell it for £1. Yeah. I'm going to get my mother in trouble, but my mother had a real reputation, yeah, for going round. My mother loves building. She's built houses and everything. You can imagine the genetic stock I come from, yeah. But she poke a hole, come in the next day. Oh, it's in the £1 area. What a surprise! Yeah. But yes, go and have a look in the broken bag section, because you can pick up massive bags of of aggregate, grit, sharp sand, yeah, just for £1. Okay. Offcuts from the cutting service area, Dan Random, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, even my B&Q, they have a big tub where their offcuts, they just put it and you just take it. Yeah. Coffee stirrers from the calf. Yeah, you might as well raid the coffee stirrers if you're going through. No. I'm not suggesting we do this. In fact, let me put a caveat. I'm just going to say this as just a funny story idea of what if, but please don't anyone do this. But have you seen Supermarket Dash? You know where they get the trolley and they've got 2 minutes to get around the B&Q, yeah, and fill the trolley. Kind of if we did something similar where you've got one visit and you've got to come out of you've got to come out of a hardware store with as many terrain supplies as possible, without stealing, yeah, and without paying for anything. So you basically got to do it by free samples. And then we run a bit of a competition in the Terrainiacs group to see who can come up with the best haul in one hit without actually buying anything. None of these tips are endorsed by the terrain tutor. Yeah, and that idea of the Supermarket Dash isn't endorsed by the terrain tutor as well. We could have some fun with that. Right, anyway, let's get on with some questions. It's you lot, you lead me astray. Okay, Cottesmore, TDM. I don't know what the TDM stands for, but Cottesmore, what events are you planning on attending this year? This year, well, it's coming to the end of the year now, so I don't actually know. And early next year, I'm not quite sure just yet. Yeah, but I have sort of made a commitment, yeah, to go to an event next year. Me and Kez were talking, I've spoken to some people. Yeah, and for you statessiders, yeah, Adepticon 2019. I'll see you there. So yeah, with regards to events, I don't know what events I'm going to next year, but I do know one. Right, next question. David, firstly, many thanks for the tutorials. How about a vineyard tutorial? Right, what would vineyards fit into? Would they fit into our historical series? My historical lot. How far back do vineyards go? Yeah, history-wise. Are they made? In fact, they didn't even drink water back in medieval times. All they drank was wine. So vineyards must have existed. So do you reckon I'll be okay sliding that into what you call it? Medieval vineyard. We can fit that into historic one, can't we?
No.
Yes, my love.
It's bedtime.
It's bedtime, is it? Okay. Just let me write something down, Doc, and then I'll do it. Current video checklist. Log linkers industrial. Let's make. Should be a pencil, not a pen. Look at that. You tell I do that often, can't you? Look at the pencil tip on that beauty. That's a thing of beauty. You watch it, it'll snap right now. Vineyard. Research. I'll have to research that because there's no way. I don't know where a medieval vineyard would look like, whether things they've changed them. But yes, we can do that. Hot fields for us Northern Europeans. Hot fields? I'll read. So us Northern Europeans were more hops, were we? Okay. It's Mel's bedtime. He'll be off soon. Leslie. You're not wrong there, to be truthful. Mel doesn't stay up late. I've had a bout of insomnia quite a bit recently, to be truthful. Yeah, but normally Mel doesn't stay up late. Right. So yes, with a vineyard tutorial, I can definitely slide one into what's called the medieval one, because I think actually that's quite relevant. Yeah. Oh, I know I gave out a little bit of information about an event. Yeah. There's also, since we're making little slips, I might as well make another one. Yeah. You know my big castle build? Yeah. The minute it's looking 12 by 6. And the castle is talking to me. And I'm not talking the model, I'm talking about the people who run the real castle that I'm going to build. We're chatting. Vineyards first used 4,000. Right, okay, so yeah. No worries. Love you, lad.
Love you.
Good night, God bless, mate. Nice knowing you. Yeah. Do me a favour.
No.
When you go to bed, I want you to think long and hard about the fun you had running and kicking a ball. Might as well remember it while you can. Don't you dare rub my head again, lad. Don't you dare. You dare. I swear to God, you will run up those stairs. Go on. Well, don't. Don't risk it. Just don't. Don't. Good night. God bless. Don't. You are so lucky I'm live on YouTube, son.
You can get the dog. I'm getting him, Dad. I'm getting him. Do you want your eclair?
Willow, why did you have to do that?
Did you just scare him the other side?
Right, go on, you go.
Dad,
What's
can
he
I
doing,
get
I
your...
think?
Yeah, of course you can. Come here. Love you, darling. Oh. Hunger for bread. Ale also provides some nutrition, but they did drink water as well. Right, okay. I love this bit, because I mean, I do the terrain stuff then. You can correct me on all the historical stuff, and I'll learn loads. Alright, so yeah, we will do a vineyard. Right, let's move on. 5 of 13. Cat. Now that Sunday is back to normal, will there be a Thursday normal? Even if it's not back in the studio, maybe a home build. I can definitely do a home build on Thursdays or something like that. I do want to be watching. I do want to keep live streaming in the week as well now we're back. And because we haven't got the new setup and I've got to catch up with Jason, all that sort of stuff and get that sorted. Why, thank you, darling. Love you.
Love you, sweetie, night.
Go on, bugger off. Fake Mel would not have held back. Thing is, the kids know I'm not going to do anything to them. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to hit them or anything, am I? You know what I mean? So it's like they can push their luck, especially when I'm on YouTube. It's like, yeah, Dad, you're on YouTube. You're not going to use Angry Dad voice now, are you? Ooh, there's a mute button, son. Yeah. Who did the art for the new live stream thumbnail? That was Tanya Beeson. Yeah, she's a animation illustrator over in in Australia. I think she teaches at a university. I must check up, but it's my mate Tanya. Yeah, I need to get her details for when it comes up, I can throw them in the comments properly and give her proper credit. But yeah, she's doing a load of different ones for me because I quite like them. Yeah. But yeah, with regards to the shows, yeah, we will get back to normal. Probably this week, if not this week, yeah, next week definitely. Yeah, and we'll take it from there. Okay, next question. Dane W. I've loved the channel since you had less than 1,000 subs. You mean when I had dark hair? Damn, dude, you've been around a while. Cheshire Mel donated £2. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Right. I've loved the channel since you had less than 1,000 subs. Do you have any specific paints for Desert Board, Wilco's B&Q? No. Okay, that's because for the stuff, the desert, I'll be honest with you, I haven't done any desert stuff in a couple of years, and when I did, I didn't do it on the channel. But the colours I had sort of pre-mixed, if you know what I mean, mixed especially. I can't recommend any off the top of that. But going back to our earlier question, yeah, what you want to be looking at is colours like ochre, you want to be looking at sienna, and you want to be looking at sepia tones. Yeah, and when you look at them, you will see desert colours. You know what I mean? So I would go along those colours. And what I'll do is, next time I'm in Wilco's or B&Q, I'll have a look at their colour swashes and see if they've got any specific colours that work well. And I'll make a note of taking a photo of the names so I've got that information. Codex Malachus. Right. The kids need to know that we would back you up if you have to yell at them. We understand. To be truthful, Kat, yeah, there's a few occasions when I have to yell at my kids, and normally with the YouTube thing, it's normally because they're getting just a bit out of control. You know what I mean? The kids are weird. They don't get excited and stay excited. They sort of build on that excitement until they sort of like become these bumbling, like, out of control. Sometimes you need to calm them back down again. Yeah. Wonder where they get that from. Oh, Bosicle, you're getting old. The window over there, the curtain's opened. and I've just casually looked at it, and I've seen someone staring in at me. Yeah, and I've just literally sort of like shocked myself, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and I've realised it's me. God, I'm getting old. Oh, hey. But anyway, the kids, yeah, you know, they need calming down, but I don't really need to shout them. They're good kids. Death by drowning in PVA. Daddy's mute button voice. Daddy's little mute button voice. You can get some great crackle paint for the waddies. Yeah, yeah. Ochre? Trust you, Ewan. Ochre. Not the way Mel says it. Yeah. You know ochre. It's fake Mel outside. Alright, Dane, listen, I hope that answers your question, bud. But yeah, go for your ochres, go for your sepias. They're the tones you want to be looking at. Yeah, highlight with creams. Graham, I watched your scales video, but I still have a question. What scale would you say D&D would be, being it is 5 foot to an inch? Well, 5 foot to an inch, 5 foot is 60 inches, it's 60 to 1 then. So yeah, Graham, 5 foot to 1 inch is 60 to 1. That was an easy question, wasn't it? No discussion. That was a maths question. There's the answer. Okay, Bency. Could you make a guide to making fake marble? You mean painting it? Yeah. I don't know if I haven't got anything I'm building that's going to be marble. But what I could do is pick up like a couple of cake pillars and do like a couple of techniques on them for you and just do it as, what, a technical tutorial? Will that work for you guys? Because, I mean, anything can be made out of marble, so I don't really need to do a tutorial on making the marble. Really, do I? You see, the thing is, if I do, then that becomes a much bigger effort because I have to then make something to put the marble on. I have to base it. There's the flocking. If it's just some pillars, it's just a painting technique. And then I can get away with it as a technical tutorial. Yeah, just 1 second. Video ideas, video to do. Marble paint techniques. Now you may be curious why I'm adding that one to the phone and why the other one went into the book. Yeah, the other one belongs to a longer series. Dean, thanks for the colour tips. I'll keep an eye out. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. Right, see, that's awesome. Answer his question, he donates. Right, anyway, but odd little videos and stuff that I can just pull out and, you know, when I'm in the studio and I'm like, right, I've got an hour, what can I do? That's why they go on the phone, because they're like, right, I can pull that out and do that. But yes, I can do a guide on fake marble would be another thing for medieval thread, like a church. Right, fake marble, I see many are using the feathers, but haven't tried it yet. Yeah, the feathers works well. Yeah, I found when you do the feather one, yeah, wet the feather first and then comb it with a nip comb, okay? And what you get far better strands, the wisps, for getting the much better. Have you done any smaller scale tutorials? Not quite yet. I'm mainly a 28mm guy. Calm down. Right. Ewan. Hey, that cartoon zombie is even dressed like me, even though it's a better runner. Ewan's on the screen. And thank you, buddy. Thanks, mate. I do appreciate that. That's a hell of an amount. People are obviously enjoying the show tonight, and I've got to say, so am I. It's been a good show. Not just that, I've got an eclair. That looked like Mel was holding the zombie in the palm of his hand. Right, next time someone donates, we'll see if we can set that up. Right. So yeah, we've got the fake marble. Right, next one. 9 of 13. Anton. 2019 show season. What did you fancy playing on the local shows? At the local shows? I don't know, Anton. I don't know. Tell you what, why don't you come round and watch it? We'll figure it out first before I see you at the show. Good old Anthony Evans, fastest painter in the West. I've started having this habit that is always at the shows when I'm, doing demos. He's part of the Fat Cat demo team, the Fat Cat Gaming Club in Leeds. They've got a demo team, yeah, and they do awesome terrain and awesome tables, and they basically work with companies who are bringing new games out to demo their game for them, like a specialist service almost. Yeah. And it wasn't long ago I was having Ant teach me how to play Legion because we'd lost the rule book and stuff like that. Deal. Nice one, Ant. So yes, I don't know where I'll be playing. I'll tell you one thing, at some point, I do need to speak to you, I'll bring the rum. Oh, I'll bring port, dude. I don't do well on rum, but port. We can toast, you know what I mean? We'll have a toasty night. We'll have to, listen, we'll bring a big jacket, because if we're having port, we've got to have a fire, so we'll have to be outside. Yeah, but I reckon me and you can do a bottle. Right, but on another thing, yeah, at some point, I want Ant to run, yeah, a game of Bolt Action on my Burma table for Warlord at Salute. Or Adepticon if we can get Warlord to pay for the flights. But anyway, yeah, that's off topic. Right, next question. Hakalana Malugi? What are you planning on using as snow on High Peak Pass build? Oh. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you guys. Okay, the reason being is the whole High Peak Pass project. The reason I'm doing that build is because I want to use it as basically the demo piece for about 4 or 5 different snow winter related tutorials. Yeah, I've got this big thing going about bulking up my content and my videos and mass producing videos. So whereas with a lot of the things I build something, yeah, and then you get a tutorial on it. Yeah, with the case of like High Peak Pass, yeah, I want to get 5 or 6 tutorials out of that one piece and create something that's quite cool. So with regards to how I want to do the snow, I don't want to tell you because I'm essentially basically just giving away the tutorial that I'm doing all the work for. Yeah, Toshi. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer that question, mate. You'll have to wait until we do the project. And it won't be long. It'll be done by end of the month. Yeah, we'll deal that. Yeah, but you know what I mean? That's... Sorry, mate, I'm not telling you. There's actually a few different techniques I'm going to be using on it. That's why the board is split into different sections, because it makes it easier for me to demo different techniques on different sides and show one side and then show another. You know, so we've got the circle with the middle bit in the camp, and then we've got one side of the main wall and the other. Bit of thinking behind that. Yeah. See you later, babe. The snow question is from Mel from Chester, so he can pre-sell the board. Okay, let's roll it. Right, okay. Right, very quickly, I'm going to lock down the questions now. Yeah, on the basis that... What you call it? I've got a few more and we are reaching... We're coming up to 10:30. Grimlock Steve... Oh, what's your opinion on using polyfiller as snow on bases? I tried a mock-up and it seems to look pretty good. Tips would be welcome, please. Now, this is another snow one, yeah, but I will nip into this very quickly. Polyfiller works really well. The problem is it's a bit creamy and it's a bit matte. Use polyfiller for the texture, then paint it white, then put a satin varnish on it. Then look at it. Really look at it then. It'll look beautiful. Okay? The polyfiller works great for the texture, but as I said, it's not pure white. It has got, I'm not saying it's yellow snow, but it's got a creaminess to it. Okay? Actually, let me hold on that one statement. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually used polyfiller and they could have changed the recipe. So, if it's an ultra white polyfiller, then fine. Skip the painting white stage, but still go for the satin. Because polyfiller is matte. Snow is wet, it shines. Put a satin varnish on it. Start ordering the system. We need cat. I'm meeting Jace next week, hopefully. We're getting on it. He's just had a lot on and I haven't wanted to bother him, darling. Right. Next question. 12 of 13. Who's techie? Max's model railway. Hi Mel, wondering what is the best way to model popsicle lollipop stick steel girder bridges, if those are even a thing. I'm wondering if you got any tips. I'm looking to build one based out of the west in the prairie desert, potentially 8x4 and roughly 20mm diorama, slightly large scale. Popsicle stick steel girder bridges. You've thrown me, to be truthful, Max, because I wouldn't use popsicle sticks for steel. The texture's wrong. We use popsicle sticks, lollipop sticks, coffee stirrers for wood because they're wood and they look like wood because they're wood. And they would. They would look like wood, wouldn't they? Yeah. But I've always shied away from using lollipop sticks for anything which has a smoother surface because they have a grain. And trying to get rid of that grain is actually quite challenging. So I wouldn't approach it. I'd make it out of plasticard. To be perfectly honest, mate. Only other... I'm not even sure with priming them or what you call it. What you could do to get them to look like... I mean, the construction, you could do it with PVA and cutting them and all that sort of stuff. That's not a problem. Just replicate your build. But I think it's the actual texture of the material you're going to struggle with. You guys are playing games in the chat, are you? So yeah, Max, I'd look at plasticard. The real Mel. I'm better than the real thing. Please use this cash to get to the US so I can take over here in the UK for reals. Okay, that sounds like Westy. Or actually, no, that could be Ant. Because he's a bit west side, you know what I mean? Right. Our final question of the night. Just very quickly, Mel's starting to flag a little here, so I'll just top myself up with... Okay. Maybe a thin light mid-blue wash before varnishing for the snow. A little bit of blue does work. I did that with the mountains on the Fabled Pass. And that was off the back of Fred. Because Fred pointed out that snow reflects the sky and the sky isn't white. So there will always be a very touch of blue. I don't know on a model base whether you'd even see that amount of tint of blue. It's one of those things, do you put it in because you know it should be there? It's a bit like painting 28mm models' eyes. Technically, you wouldn't even really be able to see the pupils or stuff like that at 28 at that scale. But you know what I mean? Right. A question from George. Question. Made an acrylic corking battle mat as per your vids. Added woodland scenics, soft flake snow flocking. But I'm having a shedding problem. Any recommendations for sealing it better? I have 2 coats of watered down PVA. I think the issue you're going to have is that, that the woodland scenics snow, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it could be another product, yeah, but it's actually plastic flakes. It's shaved plastic. Now the issue you're having is PVA won't soak into plastic, so it'll have a problem adhering. Yeah. On top of that, it'll also have a problem with your spray sort of spraying through the plastic where you've laid it down and sealing through it. And on top of that, the flakes aren't really flexible. So if they are even glued, yeah, as you roll the battle mat and that sort of stuff, they will bend and they will break off. Yeah. You really want to be looking at a different snow, I would have thought. Now, that is not what you want to hear from me because your battle mat is already made and covered in snow. Yeah, so let's figure out what we can do about that. You don't want to put too much watered down PVA on it. Yeah, because it's just going to become unworkable. Hair lacquer, perhaps? I have no idea what my moderators are talking about. They're a law unto themselves, you know. They scare me. It's kind of weird. It's like a mum and dad. They keep me on track and hold me to account. They remember things. Never give anyone power in your life. So yeah, I'm not sure, mate, to be truthful. If it was me and I'd struggle with the watered down PVA, I would go with the hair lacquer, to be truthful, and give that a blast, see if that works. Yeah, you should be scared. I am scared, Cat. I am scared. Other than that, I don't know. Listen, George, if you do give it a go, hit me up. I'm quite curious about how you get on with this, mate, to be perfectly honest. And that, young folks, that is all our questions for this week. That was good, wasn't it? Right, I'm going to do one quick check of PayPal just to make sure there's no one who's donated direct with the direct link and we're missing them. No, would not appear so. Yeah, Jace came up. Did Jace come up on the screen there? Smith Dane. Oh. Even though, yeah, you put your chat name, what you want it to appear on Streamlabs, when it comes through PayPal, it comes from your PayPal. Jason Green. Oh, I got you now. I know who Fake Mel is. Right, you and Dave. Actually, no, Jace is done. Da real Mel. Jace. Busted. Oh, Jason. Busted and busted. Oh, Jason Green. The rest we know. I think the rest we know. But Jason, busted and busted again. He's cottoned on. Yes, I've cottoned on, son. Right. Thank you, Jace. Look at my face. I look like a beetroot. Yeah, someone's going to be like, the next question next week, don't you dare. Yeah, it's going to be like, how do I achieve the same ruddy colour as Mel's face last week? Took you long enough. Oh, you calm down as well, Cat. How do you moderate a moderator? Okay, boo. Right. Right, I think, yeah, what are we on? Right, in fact, we are 28 minutes past. Yeah, took you a little. What you lot like? Do you know what I mean? You... I love you guys at some times. You lot, just the whole community. You lot have just... I always laugh. Or I cry. Right, I think this is a good point to call it. Okay, guys, just to bring you up to speed, yeah? We have definitely update video to to High Peak Pass on Tuesday. That'll be 7:30 UK time. That is guaranteed for patrons. It's already available for you on Patreon if you want to go and watch it now. Yeah, Thursday, I'm not sure about a live show, but there will be a short shout out sort of product review video. I've got a couple to do and I'll be releasing one on Thursday. So Thursday will be happening. And then obviously rolling on, we'll have the Sunday nighter next week. There'll be a little bit of juggling around. The reason being is Keza's working nights next week, and then the week after she's actually working away. She's on a training course all week. So Mel has been left alone unsupervised with the kids for a week. Yeah, so I don't want to commit to live shows, but videos will come out as normal and the Sunday night will be as normal, but I might not want to jump onto a studio session or anything just then. Yeah, but we have got regular content already filmed and coming out over the next couple of weeks. So you've got your Mel fix. In the meantime, yeah, thanks for a cracking show, guys. Thanks for all your support. Even Jason, fake Jace. Yeah, obviously thank you to my moderators for helping keep the chat in line, even though they were the ones most of the time leading it astray. Yeah, thank you to all my supporters, my watchers, and above all, yeah, just thanks, guys. Listen, have a great one. I'll see you Tuesday, and if you want me, I'm on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. Come grab me. All the best, yeah? Ta-ra.